Hey YouTube, Saint Frank here. This episode is going to be very different from what we've done in the past. I'm going to talk about a pop culture event. Um, I don't know if it's really a pop culture event. It's a news event more, and that is the passing of O.J. Simpson. Now, whenever I was growing up, um, and like as a teenager, I of course knew of O.J. Simpson. I knew he was a football player. I knew he was in the Naked Gun movies, and he was on Hertz commercials. He was a football announcer, you know, analyst, whatever. And so that was the world that I grew up in when it comes to O.J. Simpson. And then this news comes out um, that the wife of O.J. Simpson and a waiter were brutally murdered. And at this time, I can't remember what year it was, but I was out of school. This ages me quite a bit. But I was out of school and living on my own. And these are one of these news stories. This is before you're on the internet, before you had cell phone. Well, you might have had cell phone, but you didn't have like smartphones. But you watched like the local news for news, and that was kind of part of your routine. Like I think there was cable TV and stuff, but I didn't have it. I just watched over the air TV, um, and this was huge news. And then the day came where the police were now looking for O.J. Simpson and wanting to question him and wanting to take him in, and then the big, huge event of the white Bronco chase of O.J. Simpson and A.C. Cowlings and this Bronco. It happened right in prime time. Everybody was watching to find out what in the world is happening. It was on all the TV stations. They were carrying this live, and it was one of the most bizarre things ever. Just watching this person you knew, and like, well, you didn't know, but you'd heard of him, your life, like the superstar athlete that is wanted for murder or wanted for questioning for murder, and here he was in a police chase. At least that's what it looked like on TV. It was a surreal moment. It was one of those moments where you know exactly where you were when it was happening. There's certain moments in time, the 9/11 attacks, you knew exactly where you were when this was happening. It's like just standout moments in time where you'll always remember exactly what you were doing and where you were at. So, and then the trial, the found out that OJ was being accused of this double murder. Um, all the awful details would come out in this trial. Just like just crazy watching how this trial would unfold and all the characters involved, and it was definitely a different time in America. Now, OJ is now passed away. Um, he was in this trial. He was actually found not guilty, and it seemed like there was a lot of police shenanigans in the investigation of what happened, and there was a big group of people who thought he's guilty, and a big group of people thought that he was innocent. And we later found out there was a civil trial, and he was found that he was like held responsible for these murders, but he didn't. He was found not guilty in the criminal trial, but in like the civil trial, he was found held responsible financially. Had to pay the families a lot of money for these damages, and then he started coming out with the books, and like one book was called If I Did It, which he did a lot of like TV interviews and stuff, promoting his book. And it was crazy. They would take like phone calls at some of these appearances. And here's some funny OJ moments of OJ getting just avalanched with prank phone calls. And also the original prank phone call that people point to as the original prank phone call was actually, I believe it was pulled off by Howard Stern. I don't know for sure, but this was during the chase, the actual white Bronco chase. It's like the original prank call, and that's in this videos that we're going to show you as well. And then at the end, after the funny calls and prank calls of OJ, there's an interview with a reporter, a one-on-one interview with OJ talking about this book that he wrote. And if you don't, after seeing that part of the interview, I am 100% convinced that he did it. And if he didn't do it, he was heavily involved. And you will see this in this interview. I'd never seen this interview before, but after doing some research for this video, it was chilling. And that's going to be the last part of this video. So this is kind of a different type of video for the channel, but I kind of wondered, should I do it? Should I not? But it's content. And I want there to be at least a place where you can see all these prank phone calls and then the chilling contrast of the fact that he probably did do it. All right, let's roll these videos.
Just going to ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. We have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground and can see inside the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite the tensest.
What can you see?
Oh, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see OJ kind of slouching down, looking very, very upset. Now, looky here, he looked very upset. I don't know what he gonna be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting there?
He is just sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
Can you hear anything, Mr. Higgins?
It's just too much commotion. I'd be in the back of a news van, so I can't really hear that good, but I can see it all. And I see OJ. I see OJ, man, and he looks scared. And I would be scared because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And baba booey to y'all.
The driveway of O.J. Simpson's home in Brentwood. Clearly an effort being made to have him come out of the vehicle. In the doorway of the house, his friend, Al Cowling.
Peter, by the way, just for the record, this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call. Lest anybody think that was somebody who was truly across the street. That was not. He said something in code at the end that's indicative of the mentioning of the name of a certain radio talk show host.
Okay, thanks, Al.
So he was not there.
All right, we have them on every coast. Thank you very much. Not the first time nor the last time will have been had, but...
Guys, let's go to Kevin, I believe, in New Jersey. Kevin, what's your question for OJ? Kevin, what's your question for OJ?
Hi, good show, dude. My kid Chris was wondering, do you think it was a bigger feat to break 2,000 yards in one season or slice 2 necks in one night?
I'm having a little trouble, Kevin, hearing you.
All right, Alex is listening to us in Ohio. Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad.
Juice, can you hear me, Juice?
Yes, I can hear you, buddy.
Yeah, remember when you played for the 49ers?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you kill Bill Walsh? This is Steve from
Steve.
Allentown. How you doing?
Not too bad, Steve.
It was reported back during the famous chase, that went on in '94.
Yes.
It was reported on CBS 3 here in Philadelphia that by Larry Menti that you were squeezing your helmet.
That I was what?
Hey, how are you doing?
Not bad, Brett.
Hey, OJ, I had a question for you. With everything that Michael Vick has been going through and being indicted, I was just wondering if you wanted to meet me on the Jersey Shore to do
There we go. You're going to get jokers, but that's the great thing. It's
Well,
wide
as I
open.
said, no, I don't mind. I mean,
Yeah.
people can say what if it's negative or what, as long as they're serious about the question they're asking. It's easier to tell a joke, but it's
Some calls, OJ. Ty is listening to us in Texas. Hi, Ty.
Hi, great to be with y'all. This is a real honor. I just wanted to tell her, I think OJ, biggest fan in the world. I have a good reason why. I was about 6 years old. Real quick story. 1973 season, the magical season. Excuse me, I'm a little nervous. My mom and I are on the sidelines, and it's before the game started, and y'all are warming up. And she was trying to get my football signed by you, and she yelled juice. And I saw you coming over, but I got distracted like little kids do. And I turned around, and not only had you signed her football, but you had lanced my mother in the side of the neck with a pitchfork and signed it.
Oh, there we go. I thought he was leading up to something actually pretty decent, of course.
So funny.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that, see, the thing that we do here, and I found it curious the other day.
The chapter 6 is called The Night in Question. And you write in the book, now picture this and keep in mind that this is
Purely
hypothetical.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me what might have happened on the night of June 12th, 1994? And let's just walk through the night.
Well, first of all, this is very difficult for me to do this. It was very difficult for me because it's hypothetical. I know and I accept the fact that people are going to feel whatever way they're going to feel. They're going to, whatever they want to feel. In the book, the hypothetical is...
Charlie pulls that up.
Charlie. This guy Charlie shows up, the guy who I had recently become friends with, and I don't know why he had been by Nicole's house, but it told me you wouldn't believe what's going on over there. And I remember thinking, well, whatever's going on over there has got to stop, right? So we kind of hooked up together, and I'm kind of broad-stroking this. We go over. Get into Morocco and go over.
Let's just go back and do the details. Where did you park?
Do the detail.
You park
in the hypothetical in the alley.
Right. You park in the alley.
Yeah.
And you put on a wool cap and gloves.
In the hypothetical, I put on a cap and gloves.
Right.
Yeah.
And you reached under the seat for
a knife. I always kept a knife in the car for the crazies and stuff because you can't travel with a gun. And I remember Charlie saying, you ain't bringing that. And I didn't, right? But I believe he took it.
Charlie took the knife?
Yeah. In the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the back gate, you go through the back gate?
Yes.
And it was open or broken or?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I go to the front and I'm looking to see what's going on. And I can see that it appears like Nicole had candles up all the time. She really did to keep her overhead down, I think. And music was on, and while I was there, a guy shows up.
So Ron Goldman comes in the back gate.
Yeah, a guy I really didn't recognize. I may have seen him around, but I really didn't recognize him to be anyone. And in the mood I was in, I started having words with him.
He says to you, I just came by to return a pair of glasses. Judy left them at the restaurant.
Yeah, words to that effect, yes.
And
he was I don't know if I believed it or didn't believe it. It was pretty much immaterial because, I was more concerned about everything that was going on, and was fed up with it, I guess. And
you get into a fight. Nicole comes out.
A verbal
fight.
Got a little loud, and by that time, Nicole had come out, And we started having words about who is this guy, why is he here, what's going on.
And she says, this is my house, get the F out of here.
Yes, and which I didn't like because, once again, this is the same person. And if you read the book, you'll see some things that happened in the 2 weeks leading up to this that were very, very irritating, you know. And I think Charlie had followed this guy in, wanted to make sure there was no problem, and he brought the knife. As things got heated, I just remember Nicole fell and hurt herself. And this guy kind of got into a karate thing. And I said, well, you think you can kick my ass? And I remember I grabbed the knife. I do remember that portion, taking the knife from Charlie. And to be honest, after that, I don't remember. Except I'm standing there and there's all kind of stuff around. And
what kind of stuff?
Blood and stuff around. You know, I hate to say this, but this is I'm sorry. Right. I know we got to back up again.
Right. It's okay. I'm going to back up.
This is hard. This is hard.
I know. I'm going to back up to
try to make people think that I'm.
I know. You wrote in the book, I had never seen so much blood in my life.
Yes.
Covered. You're covered. The scene. Can you describe it?
It's hard for me to describe it. I'm telling you. I don't think any two people could be murdered the way they were without everybody being covered in blood. And of course, I think we've all seen the grisly pictures after. So yeah, I think everything would have been covered in blood.
And what goes through your mind at a time like that?
I don't know. It's like, what happened?
Right. You write about removing a glove before taking the knife from Charlie.
You know, I had no conscious memory of doing that, but obviously I must have because they found the glove there.
And blacking out. Have you ever blacked out before?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
No. Of course, if something like this would take place in anybody's life, if it were to happen, I would imagine it's something that you would probably automatically have trouble wrapping your mind around it. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.